Curiosity is one of humanity's defining traits, a driving force behind our greatest achievements and a potential source of our deepest downfalls. The idea that some knowledge is too dangerous to be pursued is a recurring motif in art, philosophy, and literature. This tension between the desire to uncover truth and the fear of its consequences has fueled countless cautionary tales, none more haunting than those found in the realm of horror. In this tradition, Dario Argento's Inferno emerges as a labyrinthian exploration of the perils of forbidden knowledge, blending visceral terror with a surreal, otherworldly narrative. At its core, Inferno is a meditation on the dangers of curiosity untempered by caution, a theme that echoes through myth and modernity alike. Drawing inspiration from sources as varied as Thomas de Quincey's Suspiria de Profundis and H.P. Lovecraft's cosmic horror, Argento constructs a narrative that intertwines personal obsession with apocalyptic forces largely beyond mortal comprehension. The film serves as a visual and thematic sequel to Suspiria. Where Suspiria focuses on the visceral and physical, Inferno delves into the psychological and metaphysical, exploring how the pursuit of knowledge isolates, corrupts, and ultimately destroys those who seek it. Argento's world is populated by characters who serve as vessels for this theme, none more emblematic than Rose, the first in a series of seekers who fall victim to the insidious lure of hidden truths. Her discovery of the book, The Three Mothers, sets the narrative in motion, introducing both the mythos of the titular sorceresses and the fatal consequences of delving too deeply into their secrets.
Those so-called mothers are actually wicked stepmothers, incapable of creating life.
From the flooded ballroom that swallows her early in the film to the infernal finale that consumes others, Inferno weaves a tapestry of dread that warns against the human compulsion to know too much. The inciting event of Inferno, Rose discovering the book The Three Mothers, is deceptively simple. The book, penned by a mysterious architect named Varelli, describes the existence of three ancient sorceresses who preside over death, sorrow, and darkness.
Meta Suspiriorum, the mother of sighs and the oldest of the three, lives at Freiburg. Meta Lacrimarum, the mother of tears and the most beautiful of the sisters, holds rule in Rome. Meta Tenebrarum, the mother of darkness, who is the youngest and cruelest of the three, controls New York.
Rose's initial curiosity about the book quickly spirals into obsession as she becomes convinced that the building she inhabits in New York City is home to Mater Tenebrarum herself. This descent into the dark world of dangerous and forbidden knowledge is marked by one of the film's most visually arresting sequences, Rose's exploration of the building basement, where she discovers a hidden underwater room. The flooded ballroom, with its haunting, submerged furniture and eerie stillness, serves as a metaphor for the murky depths of forbidden knowledge. In attempting to retrieve a key from the water, Rose is attacked by supernatural forces, a harbinger of the horrors to come. Rose's fate exemplifies a recurring pattern in Inferno. Characters who seek knowledge are punished for their hubris. Her brother, Mark, and their friend Sarah follow similar trajectories, each drawn into the mystery of the Three Mothers and suffering as a result. Sarah's curiosity leads her to read the Three Mothers herself, setting off a chain of events that culminates in her brutal death. Mark, initially a reluctant participant, becomes increasingly ensnared by the same forces, his sanity and safety eroding with each step deeper into the mystery. Argento's framing of curiosity as both a strength and a flaw aligns Inferno with a long lineage of horror narratives centered on the pursuit of forbidden knowledge. The Necronomicon in Lovecraft's works, the Book of the Dead in Evil Dead, and the occult manuscripts in films like The Ninth Gate all serve as catalysts for disaster, warning audiences that some truths are better left undiscovered. At the heart of Inferno lies the mythos of the Three Mothers, an invention that blends De Quincey's Suspiria de Profundis with Argento's own imagination. Tenebrarum, the central protagonist of Inferno, is a particularly compelling figure. She is less a character than an omnipresent force, her influence permeating the film's atmosphere. Her presence amplifies the fear of discovery, as every revelation about her power brings characters closer to destruction. Argento portrays her as the ultimate gatekeeper of forbidden knowledge, punishing those who dare to encroach on her domain. The Three Mothers can be seen as part of a broader tradition of feminine power in horror, where women are often depicted as both the source and the guardians of dangerous truths. From the witches in The Witch to the ancient coven in Suspiria, these figures reflect societal anxieties about female agency and knowledge. In Inferno, this fear is heightened by the maternal aspect of the Three Mothers, whose nurturing connotations are subverted into something sinister and terrifying. One of Argento's greatest strengths as a filmmaker is his ability to convey abstract themes through visual storytelling. In Inferno, his use of color, light, and space creates an otherworldly atmosphere that mirrors the film's themes of curiosity and fear. The apartment building, where much of the film takes place, is a character in its own right, its maze-like corridors and surreal architecture reflecting the character's psychological descent into something beyond the normal world. Argento's color palette, dominated by reds and blues, serves as a visual metaphor for danger and mystery. The interplay of light and shadow creates a sense of disorientation, trapping characters in a liminal space where reality and nightmare blur. This is particularly evident in scenes like Mark's exploration of the building's basement, where the flickering lights and shifting shadows evoke a sense of impending doom. The film's visual style owes much to German Expressionism, with its emphasis on distorted spaces and exaggerated contrasts. Argento uses these techniques to heighten the psychological impact of the story, drawing viewers into the character's paranoia and confusion. This approach aligns Inferno with other visually driven horror films, such as Polanski's Rosemary's Baby, where paranoia is similarly built through the manipulation of space and light. At its core, Inferno shares a thematic kinship with the works of H.P. Lovecraft, where the pursuit of forbidden knowledge often leads to madness and existential dread. Like Lovecraft's protagonists, the characters in Inferno are confronted with forces that lie beyond human comprehension. The mythos of the Three Mothers echoes Lovecraft's cosmic horrors, ancient entities whose power dwarfs that of humanity. Mark and Rose's experiences in Inferno parallel those of Lovecraftian protagonists who uncover fragments of an incomprehensible truth. In stories like The Call of Cthulhu and The Shadow over Innsmouth, characters who delve into forbidden knowledge find themselves irrevocably altered, their sanity frayed by what they've seen. Similarly, in Inferno, the cryptic nature of the Three Mothers mythos leaves characters grasping at fragments, the mundane normal world unraveling as they piece together the horrific puzzle before them. Argento's portrayal of madness as a consequence of knowledge aligns with Lovecraft's assertion that the most merciful thing in the world is the inability of the human mind to correlate all its contents. In Inferno, as in Lovecraft's work, the danger lies not only in the knowledge itself, but in the act of seeking it, a journey that leaves its participants irreparably changed. As Inferno progresses, the psychological impact of the pursuit of forbidden knowledge becomes increasingly apparent. Mark, who begins the story as a rational and grounded individual, gradually succumbs to paranoia and fear as he delves deeper into the mystery of the Three Mothers. His descent is marked by a series of unsettling encounters, each chipping away at his sense of reality. By the film's climax, Mark's mental state mirrors the disjointed, surreal world around him, a reflection of how forbidden knowledge warps perception and identity. Argento's depiction of madness is multifaceted, encompassing both personal and collective dimensions. On a personal level, characters like Rose and Sarah illustrate how curiosity can lead to obsession, with their pursuit of knowledge isolating them from others and leaving them vulnerable to manipulation. On a collective level, the world of Inferno is one in which knowledge itself is a destabilizing force, undermining societal norms and exposing the fragility of human understanding. The psychological toll of forbidden knowledge in Inferno resonates with broader themes in horror, where madness is often depicted as the ultimate consequence of transgression. Films like The Shining and Event Horizon similarly explore how exposure to dark truths erode the psyche, transforming curiosity into a self-destructive force. In these narratives, madness serves as both a warning and a punishment, reinforcing the idea that some doors are best left unopened. And again, this all ties back to one of the most compelling aspects of Inferno, its exploration of the allure of the unknown. Argento's characters are drawn to the mystery of the Three Mothers, not out of necessity, but out of a compulsion to uncover hidden truths. This compulsion reflects a universal human trait, the desire to explore, to question, and to understand. However, in the world of Inferno, this desire is not a virtue, but a flaw, leading characters to their doom. The allure of the unknown is reinforced by Argento's deliberate ambiguity, which leaves much of the film's mythos shrouded in mystery. The cryptic nature of the Three Mothers book, the enigmatic architecture of the apartment building, and the shadowy presence of Mater Tenebrarum all contribute to a sense of incompleteness that mirrors the characters' fragmented understanding. This ambiguity is both tantalizing and unsettling, drawing viewers into the narrative while denying them the closure they seek. It's not just the characters of Inferno who continually press on in a quest to uncover forbidden knowledge, but the viewer as well. This tension between curiosity and caution in Inferno reflects a broader cultural fascination with the unknown. From myths about Pandora's box to modern-day conspiracy theories, the idea that some truths are too dangerous to be revealed has long captured the human imagination. Argento taps into this fascination, crafting a narrative that both satisfies and frustrates the audience's desire for answers, and only rewards those patient enough to slowly unravel its secrets over time. Which brings us to my next point. In Inferno, the pursuit of forbidden knowledge is not only dangerous, but transformative. altering those who seek it in profound and often horrifying ways. This transformation is most evident in the film's climax, where Mark confronts Tenebrarum in the fiery depths of her lair. This confrontation is less a battle than a revelation, as Mark comes face to face with the full extent of the Mother's evil power. The horror of Revelation in Inferno lies not in the knowledge itself, but in its implications. Tenebrarum's existence challenges the characters' understanding of reality, forcing them to confront the possibility that the world is governed by forces beyond their comprehension. This existential dread is a hallmark of cosmic horror, where the true terror lies not in the monster, but in what it represents: the fragility of human understanding in the face of an indifferent, or even worse, malevolent, universe. Argento's depiction of Revelation as a moment of ultimate horror aligns Inferno with other cautionary tales about forbidden knowledge. In The Thing, the discovery of an alien organism leads to paranoia and destruction, while in The Wicker Man, the protagonist's quest for truth ends in his fiery demise. These narratives reinforce the idea that knowledge, once revealed, cannot be undone, leaving those who seek it forever changed. But Inferno is not merely content to philosophize about forbidden knowledge. A significant thematic element in the film is the portrayal of female power, particularly through the characterizations of the three mothers. Argento's decision to make these ancient, malevolent entities central to the plot provides a unique and unsettling inversion of traditional maternal figures. In mythology and religion, mothers are often symbols of nurturing, protection, and unconditional love. However, in Inferno, Argento subverts these archetypes, transforming the maternal figure into a destructive force. The three mothers here represent different aspects of this twisted maternal archetype. Each mother embodies a primal, almost elemental force, stripped of the comforting associations that motherhood traditionally holds. Suspiriorum, the mother of sighs, is a figure of sorrow and despair, evoking a sense of grief that permeates the world around her. Lacrimarum, the mother of tears, is associated with suffering and anguish, while Tenebrarum, the mother of darkness, is the embodiment of silence, oblivion, and death. This inversion of maternal power can be seen as a reflection of the fear and distrust that society often has towards women who step outside traditional roles. In Inferno, the three mothers are not nurturing figures, but figures of fear, their supernatural power linked to death, despair, and destruction. Their presence in the film challenges patriarchal notions of female roles, and it could be argued highlights the danger that arises when women step beyond the conventional boundaries of motherhood. This dynamic also speaks to a cultural fear of the feminine as something uncontrollable and unknowable, forces that operate outside of human comprehension and whose influences threaten to destabilize society. The horror in Inferno is not just in the supernatural events that unfold, but in the unsettling realization that the very forces at play challenge the established gender dynamics of power and knowledge. In Inferno, Argento seamlessly intertwines the physical and the metaphysical, creating a layered narrative that examines not just the tangible horrors of the world, but the intangible forces that govern it. The film's physical world, marked by strange architecture, shadowy figures, and grotesque violence, is mirrored by its metaphysical underpinnings, with the three mothers embodying ancient, unknowable forces that shape the universe. This duality is evident in the film's setting. The apartment building that houses the occult secrets is both a physical space and a metaphor for the mind. The twisting corridors, flooded rooms, and darkened stairwells represent the mental and emotional states of the characters, who become increasingly disoriented as they pursue the dangerous knowledge of the three mothers. The building itself seems to act as a liminal space, caught between the physical realm and the supernatural. As Rose and later Mark venture deeper into the bowels of the building, the boundaries between the two realms begin to blur, leading them further into chaos. This blending of the physical and metaphysical is further emphasized by the film's disturbing violence. The deaths that occur throughout the story of Inferno are not only physical, but psychological. Characters die not only because of the malevolent forces they encounter, but because of the knowledge they acquire. The horror in Inferno lies in the understanding that the physical world is influenced by metaphysical forces, unseen and often incomprehensible, that ultimately guide the characters toward their doom. Argento's blending of these two dimensions aligns Inferno with other films in the horror genre that deal with the intersection of the physical and metaphysical. Movies like The Beyond and In the Mouth of Madness explore similar themes, in which the physical world is revealed to be permeated by otherworldly, metaphysical forces. In these narratives, the boundaries between the known and the unknown become increasingly porous, allowing dark, unknowable forces to slip through and wreak havoc on the physical realm. While Inferno did not achieve the same level of commercial success or widespread recognition as some of Argento's other works, it has since become a cult classic and is often cited as a significant influence on the horror genre. The film's exploration of forbidden knowledge, its surreal narrative structure, and its unsettling atmosphere have left a lasting impact on both filmmakers and audiences alike. Inferno is a prime example of how horror can transcend simple scares to become a deeply atmospheric experience, where the visual and emotional qualities of the film work together to create a sense of dread that lingers long after the credits roll. Inferno reminds us that there are truths in the world that are better left undiscovered, and that the pursuit of forbidden knowledge may come at a price that no one is truly prepared to pay. Its legacy continues to resonate with audiences and filmmakers alike, ensuring that its chilling exploration of curiosity, madness, and power remains as relevant today as it was upon its release. Looking for more deep dives into your favorite genre films? Then be sure to check out my video on the lost footage from Event Horizon. You'll find a link here on the screen.